And now I think we have Billy Sloan. The camera's up. We can see your
All
face,
right,
which is what everybody wants to see. Billy, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, so senior year in Jackson Milton, you've been doing this for a long time on the varsity level. It seems like you're a 6-year senior with the impact that you've been able to make on this program, but it is your last season. What's it like going through it and trying to kind of deal with all the emotions of all the last times that senior year can bring?
It hasn't really quite hit me yet. I'm just more focused on just winning. I haven't really thought about that this is it. I'm just more focused on the team, to be honest.
How have you been able to do that? Because a lot of seniors we bring on, it's in that back of their head and it's hard to shake. So what kind of things were you able to do to kind of not even think about it and not let it hit you at all? And just like you said, just focus on winning.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I know this isn't the end for baseball for me, but I've never really thought about me in it. I've just thought about the team, and I just want to win. Just going as far as we can. That's all it's always ever been about.
Like you said, not the end in baseball. You have committed. You committed earlier in the winter. I don't want to take this moment away from you. So for those people that didn't know or didn't see, why don't you tell people where you'll be playing baseball in your career after Jackson Milton?
Yeah, I committed to the University of Montevallo down in Alabama, and Coach Rose, I got a word from him, and I went down there on a visit. I absolutely loved it there. I loved the guys. I loved the coaches. And I thought, man, this is where I want to be. So I decided to commit there, and hopefully it was the good decision. I think it will be.
Now, Alabama is obviously a long way away from home. Was that a part of your process? Did you want to try to travel out of state and down south, or were you just kind of open to anywhere?
I was open to anywhere. If someone wanted me to go play baseball for them, it was never without, I'd go play anywhere just to continue, really.
What was it about this place and this school and this coaching staff and this program that made you really make it your final choice and make you know that this is where you had to be?
Yeah, it's down there. It's kind of like a family to them. When he was talking about the roster they actually have 18 seniors. And in the age where a ton of guys go in the transfer portal and always moving around, they didn't lose a single guy to that. And that just goes to show how good of a coaching staff there are and how much of a family it really is down there. And that's something I want to be a part of.
The other thing about Alabama, we said it's very far away. That means that you're going to be like literally out of the nest. I mean, a lot of people go live in college. You're way out of the nest. What are some things that excites you about being not just, out of the household, but literally like in a whole different time zone?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a fresh start. Everything's new, everything's different, and it's just something, get out of your comfort zone. You only get an opportunity to go to college once, and you might as well make the most of it.
When you made that decision that you were going to commit, who was the first person you had to tell, like, hey, I made this decision. I am going here to Alabama to play baseball?
It was definitely my dad, because, we flew down there. We had the visit, and we were still in the airport getting ready to head back home. And I was like, I think this is the place I wanted to be. So, of course, I had to come back and tell the rest of my family, but it was definitely my dad.
When you think about the things you want to study down there and your career that you want to kind of pursue when baseball eventually goes away, what are you looking on as far as the career path?
I want to do physical therapy. That's something I've been interested in. I could stay, with athletics and athletic training, but I'm going to study exercise science and become a physical therapist.
What drew you to that? What kind of things made you interested in following that career path?
When I played football my junior year, I actually dislocated my shoulder on multiple occasions throughout the season. So after the fact, I had to go get physical therapy. And, through my own physical therapy, I realized it's something I was interested in and kind of had a general understanding of, and I thought I would enjoy it.
I want to talk about that experience because obviously football is a game where you can have multiple different kind of injuries, but the shoulder is pretty important to your baseball career as well. When you were going through that, obviously you had to be thinking about baseball and how that would affect your baseball career. What were some of the things that were going through your head in that football season when you, like you said, not just once but multiple times dislocating your shoulder?
Well, it really hit me after the season when they told me kind of how, like, what the damage it was to my shoulder. Luckily, it was my left shoulder, not my throwing shoulder. But they said that if I probably dislocated it one or two more times, that they were going to do surgery and I was going to miss my baseball season. So I decided that, yeah, the risk is too much and I didn't want to miss this. So I decided that I wasn't going to play my senior season, and I definitely enjoyed the experience, but definitely more baseball.
That I mean, we know how much of a brotherhood football is, so I know how much of a hard decision that would be to leave those guys your senior year. But to do it, it means you had to love the sport of baseball enough to make that decision. So my question to you is, what makes you love this sport so much that you're able to make that decision and focus solely on what you can do for the baseball team?
It's made so many relationships for me. I've met majority of my friends have been through baseball, and I have so many memories on the field and off the field. Travel ball and hotel rooms, and hanging out around the pool with the guys, and it's something I could never leave and just forget about, really.
One way I would describe this Jackson Milton baseball team already this season is just gritty. We've seen them win in multiple different ways. You guys have won pitchers duels. You guys have won offensive slugfest. You've proven that you can win different styles of baseball. What is it do you think about this dugout and about the teammates you have around you that they're able to adjust to a style of baseball and win whatever way they have to?
It's just we play loose. We don't play uptight. We don't get worried about much. We're just out there always trying to do our best, and we always feel that no matter who we're playing or what the situation is, we always have a shot to win. And that's kind of how we've been playing.
I want to talk about this week because we came in and you and McDonald were tied at the top of the MVAC. And a lot of people say, in those kind of series, it's the game one that matters the most. McDonald took game one at your place 4-1. You were able to go on the road and win to split the series in McDonald the next day. What were some of the adjustments that you guys made from day one to day two to be able to go on the road and beat McDonald after they beat you on Monday?
Honestly, we didn't make much adjustments. The talk was after the loss at home was that we kind of gave that game away, and it really left a sour taste in our mouths. So we went home, we slept on that, we woke up the next day, and we were ready to go. And, when we got there, the feeling in the dugout was that we were not going to give this game away again. And that's what happened. We ended up winning, and it was huge.
Is there a little bit of added juice playing on the road for you as an athlete, or do you like playing at home a little bit more?
It's indifferent to me, really. I obviously love playing at home with the home crowd, and that's where my family could come out. But home away, it's not like we're getting big crowds where it's hostile. So I'm indifferent.
You've played a lot of baseball. What's been your favorite field to play at outside of Jackson Milton's home field? That one can't be an answer. It's too obvious.
Shoot. I don't really know. I would definitely say, I like playing at Scene. Scene's always a good time. We had a lot of games at Scene last year. I think we had more games at Scene than we did at home due to the weather. So I would definitely say Scene, that atmosphere, kind of the history there. So, yeah, Scene.
One of the things I have to ask also about playing in Alabama next year, and you talked about the weather. It's a perfect segue. I mean, you're going to be able to play baseball almost year-round in Alabama. There's not really a winter down there.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to be like for you to be able to really be in a warm weather spot where baseball could be more focused on as far as the outside baseball almost year-round?
I can't wait. It's something I think about all the time. Obviously think about baseball all the time, and it's something I can now do all the time. Up here you're kind of restricted to the weather and the winter and the cold conditions, but down there that's winters when it's actually most ideal. That's when it's kind of like in the low 70s. It's perfect. So I can't wait.
Now, I know there were a lot of more important factors in that decision that you already talked about, but was that a part of it? Like saying that down here in the South, I can play baseball year round and I can really put full focus on baseball throughout the winter months of the calendar?
Yeah, that definitely weighed in on the decision. And, outside of baseball, it's just nice to be in warm weather. I think we can all agree on that. And, it gave me an opportunity to enjoy it year round, so I couldn't pass that up either.
You're in your last few months of high school here at Jackson Milton. What kind of, I mean, are you fighting senioritis at all? I mean, are you trying to stay focused in the classroom? What's that feeling like knowing that you're so close to graduation, but you're not there yet as far as your schoolwork?
Yeah, I'm definitely fighting a little bit of senioritis. It's you know, it just feels monotonous at some points, but I've been doing it we've all been doing it for so long that you just kind of get used to it and just might as well finish it out. So close to the end.
A lot of spring sport athletes on their senior year tell us that the season actually keeps them away from that senioritis because they're so focused on their baseball, their softball, whatever it may be. Do you feel that too, where you're thinking like baseball is kind of keeping you on track for the last few months of your senior year?
Yeah, it kind of helps you distract you from the schoolwork a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely helped, I would say.
What are you going to miss the most about being a part of this Jackson Milton school and being able to represent the Blue Jays and everything that the school represents?
It's just everyone knows everybody there, and you always know what's going on with everyone. You don't ever get too out of touch with anyone because it's a smaller school. So, it's like our own little community, and everyone knows everyone. So I'm definitely gonna miss a lot of the people there because I've known them my whole lives.
They say that the testament to a senior is what kind of footprint they leave on the program when they leave. So if we ask your teammates next year that are still with the program what kind of legacy or what they learned from being your teammate, what would you hope the answer would be from them?
I hope they learn how to go about it the right way. I hope they learn that just gritty attitude and just always wanting to be there, just always wanting to practice, always wanting to get better. I hope they just learned how to go about it the right way. I hope that's what I instilled.
You have played a lot of baseball. You still play a lot of baseball. And that comes with time management. That comes with being able to keep yourself from being gassed out. What kind of things do you do to make sure that you're not overextending yourself with how much you work at the sport?
I have to make sure to go to bed early. I get done, come home, take care of myself, make sure I get enough sleep so I'm ready to do it again the next day. So just going to bed.
So you are not a night owl.
On the weekends I am. On the weekends.
So, what are your favorite things to do outside of baseball when your mind does need a break from the sport and you need to kind of unwind a little bit?
I like golfing. I really like golfing. I picked that up as a fall sport since I didn't play football. I really enjoyed that. Like hanging out with friends. I like online games, probably the usual teenage guy stuff.
One of the things about golf is, man, you have to be such a mentally strong, person to be able to do it because, it's just you out there and there's no one to help you. How much does that help the baseball side? Obviously, probably two of the most mentally straining sports that you can play. Failure is so apparent in both of them. How much did golf kind of raise your mental strength to be able to handle the ups and downs of baseball?
It really helped because when I first started, I honestly stunk. And by the end of it, I got much better. And, it's another sport where, you're always working on a swing. So I was able to kind of translate that to baseball and vice versa. So I really enjoyed it. And I definitely think it helped me a lot.
Some of those traditionalists say that, a golf swing can mess with your baseball swing. Did you feel any of that? Did you, or is that kind of hogwash to you?
That's hogwash. I remember this season, we had a game. It was over spring break. We had a game that night. Went over, stayed at a friend's house. We woke up that morning, went golfing. Right, got done golfing, went and played a game, and I played just fine. I didn't feel any different. If your swing is to the point where going golfing a little bit messes it up, you probably need more repetitions.
It's wrong in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you picked up golf. So I'm interested if there was any other sports that you think you watch or you look at and you say, man, I never got a chance to pick up that sport, but I would really like to throw my hat into that ring.
Honestly, oddly enough, I've always talked about cricket a lot. I've always thought cricket would be cool to play. I know we don't really have that around here, but it's another sport where you can swing and, foul balls are in play there. So,
Have
maybe
you ever
one time I'll go find a way to play cricket.
I sat down and watched cricket once, and I was so confused. Have you ever like gotten a chance to learn those rules? And
I've watched a couple videos on it, how you have to hit those sticks behind it. And I know you have to run back and forth, but
right,
other than that, get a little lost.
it's crazy, man. All right,
Mm-hmm.
before we let you go, I do want to give you the chance to kind of give a shout out to the people that are in your corner and the people that have always been there supporting you throughout your career. I know you can't do it alone, and I know you have people in your ring. So, who do you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
My family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. My dad's been a coach for a majority of my life. He's always expected more from me than I thought I could get out of myself. My mom's always the one at the other end saying he just pushes me so hard because he wants me to be good and he knows I can be. And my brother, another Sloan in the program, he's been pushing me because he's gotten a lot better. As hard as it is to say it, his brother, he's got a great arm and he's been pushing me to be the best player I could be, because I hope I'm pushing him right back.
All right, Billy, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We loved having you on. We've loved watching you play throughout the years. We can't wait to continue to cover you throughout your senior season. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll talk again real soon, buddy.
Thank you.